Now children, we will study chapter 20 Universal Bodies on page number 71. Now children, universal bodies means the celestial bodies or the bodies that are present in the universe or in the sky. In this chapter, we will study about the universal bodies, the solar system, the earth, the sun, the moon, the stars. Let's begin with universal bodies. Now children, when you look up in the sky in the day, what do you see? Yes, you see the sun shining brightly in the sky. And at night, we see numerous stars and the moon shining in the sky. These are the heavenly bodies or the celestial bodies that we can easily see. But children, apart from these heavenly bodies, there are various planets also that move around the sun. The sun, the moon and the earth and the planets are all universal bodies. Now children, coming on to the solar system. Now children, solar system consists of the 8 planets and the sun. These 8 planets revolve around, or you can say move around the sun in a fixed path. And that fixed path in which the planets move around the sun is called orbit. These planets do not have their own light and heat. They get their heat and light from the sun around which they move. Now children, there are total 8 planets which are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. Children, when we have to learn the names of these planets, we have to learn them in the given order. Now children, the third planet, that is the Earth, on which we live, is our home. All of you know now that we live on the planet Earth. It is the only planet which supports life as it has oxygen and water. Now children, apart from the planet Earth on which we live, there is another planet also, that is Jupiter, which is the largest planet of all, and Mercury, which is the smallest planet of all. Now children, moving on to the Earth. Now children, the Earth is the planet on which we live, is one of the planets of the solar system. It has life. It is home to plants, animals and human beings also. Now children, on the planet Earth, life is only possible because of the presence of air, water and ideal temperature. It is also called the blue planet as it has 3/4 of its surface covered with water. The Earth is spherical in shape. Spherical means that is, it is slightly flattened at the poles. The Earth is surrounded by a thin layer of air called the atmosphere. Now children, you must be recalling this as we have done it in the previous chapter also. Now children, the Earth moves in 2 ways. That is rotation and revolution. Even though children, we cannot feel that we are moving or the Earth is moving, but the fact is that the Earth moves all the time. There are 2 types of movement, rotation and revolution. Children, rotation is when the Earth spins on its axis like a top. Have you all seen a top? The axis is an imaginary line that runs through the center of the Earth. This movement of the Earth is called rotation. It takes about 24 hours, or you can say it takes about 1 day to complete one rotation. As the Earth rotates, the half part that is facing the sun is having the daytime and the other half of the earth which does not face the sun has the night time. And children, when that another part which was facing the night previously, when it comes in front of the sun, it faces the daytime, and the previous part which was facing the daytime, when it goes at the back, then it faces the night time. So children, this is how days and nights are caused. Now children, Factopedia, our planet Earth is believed to be about 4.54 billion years old. Now children, we will study about the next type of movement, that is revolution. While rotating on its axis, the Earth also moves around the sun in a fixed path, and that fixed path, children, is called orbit. The movement of the Earth around the sun in a fixed path is called revolution. This movement takes 365 days and 6 hours, or you can say it takes 1 year to complete one revolution around the sun. The revolution of the Earth causes change in seasons. Now children, have you understood the difference between these two, rotation and revolution? Children, rotation means that when the Earth moves on its axis, it causes day and night, and when the Earth moves around the sun, it is called revolution. It causes seasons. Now children, moving on to the sun. Now children, the sun is a huge ball of fire that gives us heat and light. We all see bright shiny sun in the morning. It rises in the east and sets in the west. Without sun, life would not have been possible at all. The sun is in the center of the solar system. All the 8 planets move around the sun in their respective orbits. Children, the sun is actually a star, as it is the closest star. That is why it appears big than the rest of the stars. Light from the sun reaches our earth in 8 minutes. The sun is 1 million times bigger than the earth. In the ancient culture, it is worshipped as the sun god. And children, even today also, we all worship sun god as Surya Devta. The ancient Egyptians called it Ra and the Romans called it Sol. Next is the moon. The moon is the natural satellite of the earth. It moves around the earth. Now children, as the earth moves around the sun, the same way moon also revolves around the earth and completes one revolution around the earth in about 27 days. The moon does not have its own light. And from where does the moon get light? Yes, it reflects the light of the sun. It is our closest neighbor in the sky. There is no life on moon because of the absence of water and air on it. The moon's surface has big holes called craters. Now children, phases of the moon. Now children must have seen various shapes of the moon in the sky. Now what are these shapes known as? These are known as the phases of the moon. While revolving around the earth, these phases of the moon occurs. The moon appears to change its shape every night. We see only that part of the moon, children, which is lit up by the sun. The other part, which is dark, cannot be seen. Therefore, sometimes we see the full moon and the other times only the part of it we can see. The different shapes of the moon are called phases of the moon. Now children, let's see new moon. When we cannot see the moon, it is known as the new moon. Crescent moon, when we see only a part of the moon. Half moon, when we see only half part of the moon. Gibbous moon, when we see large part of the moon. and full moon is when we see the full face of the moon. Now children, the stars. Now children, we all have seen stars. We see them every day at night. Now children, are these stars actually very small? No. These stars are huge glowing balls of gases. But they appear to be small as they are very far away from us. Therefore, they appear so tiny. They are of different sizes, colors and temperatures. The sun is also a star, but the sun is closest. That is why it is not seen as tiny as the rest of the stars. So what we have seen, that sun is also a star. It is near to the earth, but the rest of the stars are also big, but they are very far away from the earth. That is why they appear so tiny. These group of stars forming different patterns in the sky known as constellations. Some examples, these are Orion, Great Bear, Hunter, etc. Now children, Factopedia. Every star we see in the night is bigger and brighter than our sun. Now children, points to ponder. The sun and the 8 planets revolving around it form the solar system. The sun gives us heat and light. Stars are huge glowing balls of gases. Earth is the only planet that supports life. Rotation of Earth causes day and night, and revolution of the Earth around the sun causes seasons. The moon is the only satellite of the Earth. The changing shape of the moon are called its phases. Now children, I hope that you have understood the chapter well. Go through the chapter, read it well. Thank you.